like I have this like new theory, and forgive me for this, but like, you know, like Oedipus, you know, like Freud, all that stuff. It's like you want to kill your father and fuck your mom. Freud was like, that's what everyone is up to, basically. That like explains was like how like everything about human nature. We didn't have screens when he wrote that. It's like he was like, oh yeah, because like the first people you see when you're an infant are your father and your mother, and it's like, no, actually, like the first people I saw were like Ren and Stimpy.
I'm Elijah Wood.
And I'm Daniel Noah.
A child of the late 80s, Jane Schoenbrun came of age in the twilight years of the classic video store, weaning themselves on stalwart horror franchises like A Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream by way of old-school VHS tapes.
As the epoch of physical media gave way to the internet age, Jane rode the wave into the world of chat rooms and message boards. It's in this liminal space between two cultures where Jane now explores potent themes of identity and isolation. Most noticeably in their first two powerhouse films, We're All Going to the World's Fair and I Saw the TV Glow.
It was at the premiere of I Saw the TV Glow at South by Southwest in Austin, where we were lucky enough to sit with Jane in front of a live audience to unpack the personal history with pop culture that led them to the preoccupations that are the subject of their singular work.
We had a ton of fun at this event, and we hope you'll have fun joining in. So please enjoy this special live episode of Visitations.
And remember, if you like what you hear, be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen so you never miss an episode. This is Visitations
With Elijah Wood
and Daniel Noah. And now, Jane Schoenbrun.
We're good here.
All right,
thank you. We might have to walk. I just know this is close to where we're supposed to be.
And here comes Elijah on the back of a forklift.
Oh, there it is.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning. Oh, God. Never eat barbecue for breakfast.
You had barbecue for breakfast?
Since we didn't have any breakfast food.
Oh my!
So I was like, oh, let's have some potato salad and a little beef.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh God!
Jesus!
Somebody stop me!
Hi! Hey! Oh my God, that corn shirt's awesome.
Yeah, my friends were like, "Where's the corn shirt?"
Hello.
It's so nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you too.
We're so excited.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Excited too. I'm good. Oh, it's all my friends?
Yeah, we're gonna pile in.
Yeah, come on in. Hello.
Wow.
Oh my gosh!
Hi.
So many friends.
I know.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
Hey,
Hi, Elijah.
Grace.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Hi, Elijah. Nice to meet
You
you.
guys, because
Yeah, this is the coolest squad I think I've ever seen.
Thank you.
I pay them well.
Walk down to the session room.
okay.
Why can I really want more?
Without any further ado, everyone, please welcome to the stage Elijah Wood, Daniel Noah, and Jane Schoenbrun.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you for that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Day 4? Yeah. Welcome to day 4, y'all.
Well, we're going to go right to a hard-hitting question. Who's your favorite Beatle?
No, I mean that's fair.
It is fair.
George, George.
George is the coolest
it's
answer.
obvious.
Yeah, of
Well, I recently had a phase of like, I listened to the Beatles as like a child, and so for whatever reason, like so much Beatles music sounds to me like kids music.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder what it would be like to like be like fresh listening to that kind of thing for the first time. And so I had like a detour into the John Lennon and George Harrison, and I didn't really hit Paul, and Ringo. the all-star band. But
Why do you say Ringo that way?
Their solo material, you mean?
yeah, the post-Beatles work, and George takes it. George wins.
Now, wait a second.
There's people yelling in the room right now. Yeah.
So you said you didn't spend any time with Paul's
This is
material?
my heel turn. This is my villain era officially begins.
I have a theory about this too,
Yeah.
which is that I think we all go through phases depending on
Beatles
our own
phases,
development. And I feel like everyone has a John phase, which is sort of their like aggressive,
Careful.
political, he's a little edgier, right? And I definitely went through that phase and thought, well, John was my favorite Beatle, and I loved all of his solo material. And I always thought that Paul was the kind of like safe, silly, friendly Beatle. And man, his solo material is amazing.
Is it good? Band on the Road?
It's my favorite.
Wow, there you
It has
go.
become my favorite. And
All right,
I don't
I'll
know. It's
revisit
like it's a phase of my life. I feel like earlier it would not have.
All
hit
things
me in the
must
same way.
pass. Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very good.
See, I have not come to George yet.
No,
Well, that's when you turn 50.
that's right.
I'm not in that season of my life.
Jane, is this arrangement working? I feel like you're craning your head back and forth.
Oh no, I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
It
We
feels
want
a
you
little
to
hot
be-
seedy. Is
Yeah,
that
no,
right?
no,
Hot.
which
You
I
like the
which
hot
I
seat.
like. It does feel like the whole room is sort of
Focused on
looking
you.
in at me.
Okay, good.
So, who's your favorite Beach Boy? No, I'm just kidding.
Mike Love. Is that his name?
Mike Love.
Mike Love?
Not Brian Wilson.
No, I'm just kidding. It's Brian
Okay,
Wilson.
thank you.
It's Brian. Have you ever heard the rap song that he made in the 80s?
Brian Wilson?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's
Can you
really
rap it?
good. He's like sort of playing on a lot of the iconic Beach Boys songs and
So
kind of
riff-
rapping about them.
No.
Yeah. And he'll sort of like dovetail into, he'll like rap the title of one of his hits and then he'll sort of start singing it a little bit, but then he'll get right back to the rap.
Incredible.
Wow. Jane, I'm going to say that's a dream you had. I don't think
No,
that
no,
exists.
no. Look it up. Look it up.
Really?
It's real. Yeah.
I bet
It was that period.
300 people are looking it up.
Do you feel like any 60s rock stars got through the 80s unscathed?
By what?
You know, by the
Culture
80s. By the
or
80s.
just
yeah.
general naffness.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a tough time. Yeah. I mean, I was a teenager in the 80s, and even at the time, you knew that all the style was terrible.
Rolling Stones, I guess, sort of
Yes.
tattoo you.
Yeah.
Terrible, you think? 80s
Acid
style?
wash jeans by no
Okay,
measure.
fair enough.
I just
Yeah,
feel
no.
like the pressure, because like if you were young in the 60s and a rock star and cool, by the 80s, you're like 50, 60,
Yes.
and you're still
Oh, that's
like
what
young
you mean.
enough to
I see.
try to seem cool, you know?
Right. I mean, this is we could have a whole
Yeah.
podcast about how to age cool, but we're not going to do that. Where were you born?
I was never born. Actually, I was born in Flushing, Queens.
From New York.
Yeah.
And you're a child of what era yourself?
I was born in 1987, so very much, and you can probably tell this from my movie,
Yeah.
came of age in like an early 90s
Yep.
childhood to a new metal teenage
Yep.
existence.
Flushing,
Amazing.
Queens. Did you spend your whole childhood in Flushing?
No, my parents were in Flushing for maybe a year, and then they moved on out to the suburbs, where I remained until I escaped.
What suburb?
A small town called Ardsley, New York, in Westchester County, the backyard of New York City.
So when did you become aware of this bigger world of culture outside of the family where you lived?
I think like early flares for me were like the video store. You know, that was a big one.
What was your local video store?
Captain Video.
Captain Video.
Oh my God, that's a great name.
I've written it into a future project as a video store that like travels through time and dimensions because I really want to rebuild it. It's like a recurring dream space for me.
Okay, so that's a hugely important space for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm there in my dreams often. Actually,
Wow.
It closed, I think after high school, but I was still in college, and I remember like going back to it for the last time. They were like selling off everything in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But a lot of it, like I used to take the train into the city also and go to Kim's Underground Video.
Sure, Kim's is
and-
amazing.
I used to work at Kim's.
Yeah. There's a record store in the city also called, you ever go to Generation Records? You know that place?
Yes.
It's on Thompson and Bleecker.
Yes.
That's like
Kind of
that's the
generation.
one place that like is still around that just feels like one of these like childhood culture dream spaces for me. And whenever I go back in there, I'm just like, I can't believe this is still here. It's like a museum. It's something.
That's amazing.
I bought a Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me T-shirt there when I was 12 years old and got bullied for it.
Oh.
I wonder where
And,
that guy is now.
Am I allowed to say his full name on the podcast?
Sure. We can always bleep it out.
You might be sued, but yeah, go for it.
Well, let's go with Rob F.
Rob F.
F's a good.
or R. Federico. I don't know, either one. But he was wearing.
I like R. Federico.
Yeah, me too. So R. Federico walks up to me in the schoolyard, right? And he was he's like kind of like you're lame for wearing that like kind of like bootleg looking Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me T-shirt. And he was wearing a Nirvana T-shirt, as you know, you could get at the time at Kohl's, for instance. And he said to me, he just kind of said something mean, and I remember being like, oh, I'm gonna like get on his level. Like, actually, we're not as different as we think. He's wearing a Nirvana T-shirt, and so I said to him, "What's your favorite Nirvana album?" And he said, "Smells Like Teen Spirit." And I was like, actually, that's not an album. That's a song. And then he bullied me even harder.
Yeah. You cut to his core. He was vulnerable in that moment.
Yeah.
By the way, 300 people are Googling R. Federico right now. So please let us know what he's doing when you find him.
How old were you when you started going to that video store?
10. But it really was. It was like nights in the suburbs with my friends was like video store to basement, you know, with like a park that you amble in for a while or a 7-Eleven that you amble in for a while in between.
Yeah. And what were you primarily renting?
Requiem for a Dream.
Over and over and over again?
And there was this free rental that was like a tape about, what was it? It was like, what was the disease that the mosquitoes would carry? Yeah, it was like a Zika virus educational video that you could get for free.
Oh my God.
And so we would rent that. So, you know.
So what was your first encounter with the VHS box for Requiem for a Dream? Do you remember like what those images made you feel and imagine the movie would be?
Well, I think we were pie heads already. So there was some pre-existing, but I do have like a very vivid memory of like in a basement watching Requiem for a Dream for the first time at maybe like age 13 and just being like, there's like a certain feeling when the thing is like just like speaking about a level of sinister adult things that as a kid you just like have not grasped at all, and when you see it, it's like you're like, I don't know if I don't like this or if I like really like this. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, my friend's parents took me to see Mulholland Drive in theaters at age 12 also, and that's a similar, you know, just fried me.
That movie fried me as well.
Yeah. Well, at what point did you start dreaming about being a filmmaker yourself?
I think kind of always. I had like a little camcorder that I got for Hanukkah. Shout out. And I would make my friends like act in weird experimental movies.
Right. Oh my God.
And like sometimes zombie movie. We made like a whole zombie movie. The first movie I made my friends make I called it Purple. I don't know why. It was like a slasher movie. It was like a Scream-esque thing. I must have been like 11 years old. I was like, this movie's called Purple.
Do you still have them?
No.
Where are they? Did they
at my
just get erased,
estranged
or?
family's home.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
We break in and grab them.
Yeah. Wow, I'd like to see those very much.
Same.
And also the mosquito video.
I'm also intrigued by the fact that you had a group of friends that were so into films.
Yes.
And you found...
They were just a group of friends who
Your
were
tribe.
pliable.
Fair. But sometimes it's really hard to find like your...
No, I
crew,
really
you know?
did. It was like there was a group in this. I remember there was like a French class middle school assignment to do a book report on Madame Bovary, and we made Madame Bovary 2.
Yes!
My friend Ari was Madame Bovary. And yeah, that's an early work, you know.
It's your early work. Could you walk us through the plot of Bovary 2?
Yeah, what happened in Bovary 2?
I think it was sort of like a Bourne Identity riff. This is like espionage afloat.
So we asked you back in the green room to think about 5 works of art, or maybe they're all films, that were sort of seminal in your development as an artist yourself. Have we touched on any of those yet?
No.
Okay.
But
Let's
I
go
guess
to number 1.
Good entree. And I tried to avoid the really obvious ones,
Yeah,
because I've been talking a lot about Buffy. I've been talking a lot about
Right.
Goosebumps. You know,
Right.
these.
Oh yeah, Goosebumps.
I'm press touring these right now,
Yeah.
and these were definitely were big. But yeah, I guess now you know my past and history, and I am a product of the video store and of the suburbs, so that will probably show in some of these choices. Number 1 was the video that I changed my life at the video store. Growing up in Evil Dead 2.
Why did it change your life?
I had my best friend Bob. Growing up, we watched like every Nightmare on Elm Street movie in probably like 1 week. I think we like faked sick and just watched them all.
In one go. What a fun marathon.
No, I think it was like over like maybe a 2-week period.
That's cool.
But yeah, no, we got through them quick. And I revisited New Nightmare recently, and it doesn't really hold up.
It may not. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I think the last time I saw it, I felt the same way. But the ideas are incredible.
Oh, yeah.
The ideas are really, really fresh. It's a little clunky.
But as a kid, like that blew my mind.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's the meta narrative is really revolutionary.
Wes, you know,
Yeah,
he
totally.
He got
And
there.
3 is
Oh
a,
yeah,
is
I
a
love 3.
masterpiece.
And actually, as a recent attendee of the Mahoning Drive-In's Freddy Fest,
Excuse me?
Yes.
Okay.
Where I revisited all of the 6 films. I'd say 4 is really underrated too. Actually,
It's been a while since I've seen 4.
4 is kind of a direct sequel to 3.
Right,
They
okay.
recast a lot of those characters, but they're the same characters,
shit,
and
okay.
it's fun. That's the one where Freddy, I think. What is it? I think it's the one where he smashes the girl's head in the TV, and he's like, "You're watching too." He goes, "This is prime time, bitch."
Is that 4?
I think that's 4.
Oh wow. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. If I'm wrong, you know. Anyway, but Evil Dead 2. I think I think there are like different types of horror movies, right? Like obviously there are different types of horror movies, and like almost to the point where the genre feels like 6 different genres, or like the thing I'm looking for when I put on a specific kind of horror movie is specific to like, oh, do I want to like have an atmosphere of dread surrounding me? Do I want to like see something like really grotesque, or do I want to just like have fun with absurdity? And Evil Dead 2, I think I'm always looking, and still very much to this day, as just like a film addict and, you know, like maker of movies and weirdo, like looking for like a little bit of like a harder hit, you know? Mm-hmm. And that was like one of the first movies, I think, where I was just like giddy with like, oh, I didn't know you could like go this hard, this much blood, so many fluids kind of just like spraying in all directions.
Yes.
What is the appeal of gore in horror?
You know, I think I've always, and it's so weird because like I'm so sensitive to gore in real life. Like I like flinch at like the smallest, you know, like doctor's office blood draw or something really upsets me. But I think, and I can't say that I enjoy like gore for the sake of gore. Like I guess what people like labeled like torture porn. I'm not like opposed to it. I recently, with my friend Angel, who's here, we've been watching all the Saw movies, which I've never seen, and they're wonderful.
They're fun.
They're wonderful.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's like a level of like, I think some people get off on gore in a way that like I don't relate to, like Faces of Death core kind of energy. Yeah. But I think that like when gore is done in like with style, or, you know, like with sort of like a sense of humor, there's just like it's like perverse in a way that I just like enjoy. Dead Alive, that was or Brain Dead. That was another one where it was like, oh, you can like really invest in the blood budget on a movie.
Totally. I mean, he uses a lawnmower in that movie.
Yeah.
To great effect. I think, at that point it becomes, it's fun. It's so heightened, it's almost operatic.
Yeah.
And there's style within the context of that, too.
I did rewatch Evil Dead 2 a couple of years ago and literally felt that I was watching like a dance film.
Yeah.
It's so choreographed.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I need to revisit it.
The filmmaking, but also just like, the blocking and the movement in that film, that like the whole thing is a dance piece. And then there's that like amazing moment when the girlfriend comes out of the grave in claymation and dances.
Oh yeah. Oh God, right, yeah.
The whole thing, I think you could watch that movie and you're watching a ballet.
Yeah.
There's just like all different colors of blood also spurting in every direction.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's sublime.
So looking back on that film now in the context of your development as a person and a filmmaker, which are the same thing, right? What do you think that unlocked for you that enabled you to grow in those ways? Well,
I think it's funny because like Sam Raimi, when it's 1998 or whenever I watched that movie Too Young for the first time, there's kind of this like leveling of like all history before you start paying attention to movies, right? Like I think that movie came out the year I was born. But I didn't have like a sense of film history when I watched Evil Dead 2, and so I think it felt like that movie could have been made in 1971. That movie could have been made in 1965. I couldn't contextualize it as like this late 80s, almost like, and Evil Dead 1 has this as well, right? This like throwback to like a 50s B movie style thing, but from this like post Spielberg Lucas, like I think like Sam Raimi, you could argue, is like kind of a video store kid as well, or like he's like a very self-consciously self-aware like filmmaker of a post like film school era, and I don't think I understood that when I was watching Evil Dead 2, but I think like something resonated in there, and I think it's the same reason that I really liked like the Coen brothers as a kid, or like fucking Kevin Smith, and like just like that it felt like there's like a legibility to the way the movies were playing with genre that was like smart. I guess like even you could loop in like the New Nightmare Scream moment with this as well, which is like the movies felt like aware of the history and lineage as movies that they were existing within, and were just trying to like push a little harder. And I think that like that kind of playfulness, or like like extremity with form, did really inform me.
Yeah, they kind of break the rules a little bit too, in that way.
Totally, yeah, and it's sort of like the breaking of the rules becomes like almost the point. It's like, what can we do that hasn't been done before a little bit?
Two Live Crew, who is your favorite? No, okay. They call that a callback for anyone who's. All right, so what was the next one?
All right, let's see. I might have to refer to my list at some point, but okay. So I grew up in the video store. I go to sleepaway camp.
Wait, sorry, in
no,
life?
No.
Or
yeah, in life. No,
in life.
Really?
Yeah. But though I am making a movie about the movie Sleepaway Camp. That's the next film.
Really? You're making a movie about...
I'm making a movie that's reflecting on the lineage of Sleepaway Camp, which, this makes sense, I think, for me to do.
Yeah, I see that. That's exciting.
But I go to real Sleepaway Camp in Western Massachusetts, and
what age?
I was 13, 14. And I come to camp a diehard Limp Bizkit fan, which, still to this day, obviously. Yeah. But I leave camp with a little CD called Weezer's Pinkerton, which will be my number 2 pick. Oh. My favorite Beatles solo career is Weezer's Pinkerton.
Callback.
Weezer, that album is so fascinating, too, because it's never to be repeated. Like, they never went back there.
I think it kind of broke him permanently.
Yeah. It's a fascinating record. It's great. It's amazing.
I recently re-listened to it, which is probably why it's on my mind, but definitely like an essential teenage document for me was this rock and roll album about like being like too old to have sex, and like having like very not okay crushes on like underage Japanese fans that this misanthrope wrote.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
And he buttoned it all back up again.
And then he
for the
buttoned
Green
it all
Album.
back up and went to the island in the sun.
Beautifully articulated.
I do think he showed his ass.
Yeah.
In public,
Yeah.
which I really admire. Actually,
Yeah.
you know, it's like
I mean, there's a reason people keep going back to that record, and
Yeah.
it is so esteemed.
And I think that like music became like a huge, and still is a huge part of my life. But like music in my teenage years, like I think I was like lucky to grow up in this like this record label Saddle Creek,
Sure.
you know, and like I just like loved Bright Eyes and Cursive and Rilo Kiley and had Elliott Smith and just had this like big like sort of like indie rock emo phase in my teenage years, which
Amazing.
remains at my core. But I think like the document that started it all was probably Weezer's Pinkerton.
That's amazing. Everyone has a gateway, you know,
Yeah.
that's sort of like something that opens you up to a whole other world. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how are these discoveries impacting the films that you were making with your friends? So like what did the insights about Evil Dead 2 do to the films? Let's start with that one.
I mean, the films, these like high school movies that I made were like incredibly weird. Actually, I think I came out fully formed as an artist. I'd say. I remember I brought my friend Alex with me to a playground, and we bought like a pineapple, and the whole movie is just this black and white thing of her like walking around this playground, like cradling this pineapple, and at the end she like breaks the pineapple open on a football field and is just like feasting on the insides. And there was another one where like I just made all my friends like sit at a dining room table that was like with candles lit all around it and all the lights out, and they like slowly open up the like chef's tray in the middle of the table, and it's just this like little stuffed animal chicken, and there are just like figures kind of like dissolving in and out of shots, and yeah, real nightmare stuff, I think.
Were you just kind of letting these impulses lead you, or was there some intent behind them?
I'd say another kind of core filmmaking experience for me was when I was 13 years old. After my bar mitzvah, shout out, or should we say bat mitzvah? People think I had a bar mitzvah, but really I was there celebrating my bat. Very Westchester, New York experience to have your bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, and then go to the Hilton Garden Inn or whatever for the after party. And I got my hands on the like camcorder to like, you know, that like somebody had brought to like commemorate the experience.
I'll take that.
And the other weird thing that happened that day was that Hillary Clinton showed up with the Secret Service to the same Hilton.
What?
Yeah. And I like took the camcorder and like took a few of my friends, and we just like sort of chased her around the hotel with the camcorder.
And you don't have any of this footage anymore.
You're gonna have to break into my parents' house.
Damn it. We need to
what's
arrange
the
a
address?
heist.
Yeah. No, this is like archivists will be pouring through this. You know, someone's gonna be like writing the book on like trans film history in 50 years, and they're gonna be like, the fucking white whale is.
Oh my God.
You gotta get that Hillary Clinton tape.
No, man, it's the park pineapple. What are you talking about?
It's the park pineapple.
What do you think insofar as we can analyze our dreams and go, oh, I know what that was. Do you know what the pineapple was?
No. No, some metaphors are best left unexplored, you know, and that one is just a little too pure.
Got it. Okay. Hands off.
I think it was like, we're bored. And there's a grocery store. And this is a large thing that we can buy for not much money.
Yeah. But did any of the the madness of Evil Dead 2, like the filmmaking style or the blood spray, was Pineapple post Evil Dead 2?
Yeah, solidly,
gotcha. Okay.
solidly post Evil Dead 2. Yeah, you know, we definitely had some fake blood situations.
Yeah. So the Weezer record sounds like had a sort of confessional quality to it that really resonated for you. And so how did that find its way? Or were you just fully formed?
I think just like years later, you know, like to fill in a little more biography here. went to film school, and I think really in film school, which was a negative experience, had a lot of the pineapple like ironed out of me, you know, like going to film school with this like very playful mentality, and just like I want to grab the camcorder and friends and just go have fun.
Yes.
I was sort of like told over and over again that this was like incorrect.
Oh God.
You know, that like there is a form to filmmaking and like a sort of correct way to make a movie.
See, that's
and
where film school doesn't make sense.
yeah,
I think.
and I think this dovetailed with like gender stuff and repression stuff, and I do feel like I lost like there's like for the historians like this like 10-15 year period of just sort of like going quiet or like like withdrawing that stuff back into myself a little bit until World's Fair era, until it like, you know, it would maybe like come out in just like weird projects that I would do for myself, but or for other people.
Yeah.
And then all of that like bottled up weird kid energy did sort of find its way out. And I think like with this kind of confessional mentality that I definitely got from a lot of the music of my teenage years in like the first films, when the first actual films started getting made.
Right, got it. Where'd you go to film school?
Boston University.
Okay, since we're naming names.
Yeah. B University or Boston U.
What did your attempt at conformity look like when you were there? What are
it was a failure. I just withdrew from it. You know, like it was I think it was a bad film school, and part of why it was a bad film school was it was like very non-committal. I honestly think I was sort of like browbeat into going there by family from this sort of like, you better hedge your bets. Like, pineapple's not bringing home the bacon.
Okay.
And that you know, I wanted to go to like Bard or North Carolina School of the Arts or Emerson. You know, like I wanted like a proper film school experience, and I think that school was very much like, they didn't let you take a film class until like junior year.
What?
Yeah. It was very much like we're going to give you like a liberal arts educational backing, which really just means like taking like terrible 101 statistics classes.
Oh, awful.
And then like you're going to dip a few toes into film. And if you like prove to us that you know how to shoot for coverage, like I think it's sort of, there are notable exceptions. Like the first kid I met at film school was Benny Safdie. I sat down next to him.
Oh, wow.
And he started talking to me about Jonathan Richman. But I think it was like a professional school. You know,
Right.
It wasn't so much like we're growing artists here. It was
Yeah.
like we're growing future like PAs working their way through like a studio system.
Oh, that's a
I have to
shame.
say, I teach at USC Film School, and I agree with every single word you're saying. And the most interesting, unique students come to me as seniors totally destroyed. They're told that they've been convinced they have nothing to contribute. It's really sad. It's really
Which I
sad.
get in a way, or like I get the logic behind it, right? Because it's like you don't want to encourage everyone to be like completely anarchist and
Yeah, you
weird.
do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. It doesn't. It's not like a good financial model. Let's say.
Right. Well, it's to join you in this for a second. I think the problem is, of course, it's always economics, right?
Yeah.
Is like, what is the ROI for the parent is, look, your kid got a job. It's not, your kid is living a life as an anarchic artist. So
Expressing
everything is
themselves.
designed around you getting a job when you get out of school. And that's actually not for filmmakers. It's, to your point, it's for people that are looking for jobs.
Also,
you know?
really affects the pineapple market.
It's callback. All right. So what's number three?
Number 3.
This was a last minute change actually that I did like as we were walking on stage on my little phone document. I think I tried to choose one in every medium, every single medium that exists, and this one is the Hamster Dance. Do you guys know what the Hamster
video?
Dance is?
Is that an internet video?
Oh, it's an internet
I wouldn't
video.
even call it a video. I'd call it more of an installation piece.
Yeah, I feel like I know this.
So it was basically like child of the video star, child of 56K dial-up.
Oh yeah, same.
Remember those like soundboard? Those like it was like dough.
Oh yeah.
Do, and like the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. You remember that? Yeah.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Who is your daddy and what does he do? You like prank call your French teacher. Do. the Hamster Dance was like an early breakaway 12-year-old internet hit, which was a GeoCities webpage called the Hamster Dance with just like a lot of GIFs of hamsters side by side, and you could scroll, and it would really go on for quite a while.
I don't think
just
I missed
different hamster clip art style hamsters dancing, and it's got that song from Robin Hood playing on a loop.
Oh yeah, I know this.
And you could just scroll in the computer lab during lunch, for hours, enjoying the 12-second loop of that song. And it was like I feel like it was like one of the first internet things that was like stupid on purpose, Like I feel like it actually is like a founding document of like a form of internet humor that still exists to this day.
That's amazing. Do you remember what year that was from?
I mean, it must have been like 98.
Right.
It was pretty early on.
Do you remember that? I don't remember it.
I think my daughter showed it to me.
Okay.
It stood the test of time.
Anyone in the crowd know the Hamster Dance?
It's
I was gonna
classic.
do Homestar Runner to throw in like an extra bonus one, but then I realized like the Hamster Dance was like the purest version of what I'm talking about.
What
here.
is Homestar Runner?
You don't remember Homestar?
I don't think I do. Oh, guys.
Strong Bad? Does that ring a bell?
No.
Trogdor Teen Girl Squad? Yeah. Whole universe.
We're old. We don't know this stuff.
Not much older. That's the thing.
No, I really do feel like it's like something like Homestar Runner. There's like a 4-year window. They put the Hamster Dance up on the screen for us.
Oh my God.
Now just play the Robin Hood song in your
amazing.
head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, wow.
We would just become hypnotized by
And I recently was like, they need to make like a Big Short style movie about the creation of the Hamster Dance, because there is like an oral history online about like probably like a good like 8 people were suing each other over the Hamster Dance by the time the Hamster Dance craze was over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it had just gotten so big.
Yeah, people were like, I'm the one responsible. You stole my idea. You stole my hamster
the
IP.
Hamster Dance.
Yeah.
It's like the Hitchcock Truffaut of internet video.
Exactly. No, I think I'm imagining like a Big Short, Dumb Money, like that genre of movie. My friends and I were actually talking last night about like what is the name of that like Sorkin style male controversy movie, like
I think you
men.
just said it.
Yeah. Sorkin
Male controversy.
sort of like legal heists. It's like the legal heist. It's like a heist, but you're not actually stealing because you're following the law while you steal.
Yeah.
Right.
I want one of those about the Hamster Dance.
Well, it sounds like you've got your 4th movie lined up.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect trajectory.
The Hamster Dance. How do you where does art like that live in long form filmmaking? Does the pleasure of the Hamster Dance exist in the feature films that you make?
I mean, well, the first film is definitely like a movie about online shit posting. And so I think I like with World's Fair, I was thinking a lot about how to like sort of adapt some of these languages of the internet into something that could merge with a feature film form. I guess it lives in like memes, right? Like I do feel like sometimes when I watch movies now, like I can tell that like somebody is reverse engineering like the GIF, that's gonna be on, like it's like Leo pointing at the TV or whatever. It's like it does feel like the language of memes and of like viral content has seeped into the cinematic form in some ways.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so unique about your work, I think, is as a father of a teenager who's constantly trying to understand this alien language that she's speaking with the entertainment that she's engaged with, is you seem to be talking about that in the films in some ways. But so the pineapple, you're like, I'm not going to probe that. It is what it is. But you just now described maybe there was some design to World's Fair addressing the internet relationship. Was that a forethought, or only looking back?
No, definitely. That was one of the main sort of like creative challenges for me on the movie from the beginning. Was like write what I know, like hanging out on the internet.
Right.
But then, when I started developing that film for myself, it was like mid-2010s, and I feel like we're like maybe getting over this now just because of like how ubiquitous it is, but like growing up early internet to sort of like the internet dominating every space of our existence, there was always the like, yeah, but it's boring. It's boring you don't want to make movies about like people using screens. It's like, that's boring. Right. Like, it's not cinematic. Someone sitting there at like this console or typing on their phone or whatever. And I think like I set for myself this goal of like being like, why not? You know? Mm-hmm. And that was really like one of the sort of founding visual ideas of TV or of World's Fair was like, if you were going to take like just the experience of like wasting time online incredibly seriously from like within the language of cinema, like how would you do that?
You really succeeded.
Well, yeah, and this is the challenge, I think you're describing it, is that as our lives move more and more into interactions via technology, how do you tell a story utilizing that experience, right? So you've done it twice. Do you think you'll continue to explore that subject? Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I also think like I sort of maybe not stumbled, but like organically, like I don't think, like when I started working on World's Fair, I wasn't thinking about trans stuff, but like I think that the metaphor and this sort of like screen as like distancing space, you know, like the space that's sort of decontextualizing you from body and identity in various ways, or you're like staring at yourself, or you're staring at content and then sort of like becoming the content in some way. Yeah. That like dissociative, dreamlike, oniric process of like consuming, which we all do all day, it has also felt like a really potent and multifaceted way to talk about like identity and talk about the ways that through my own transition, like I feel there's a line that's in both of the first two movies where a character talks about like how life felt like watching yourself on a screen. Yeah. And then you travel so far away that like the screen you like can't even see it anymore. And yeah, it's become like a really nice metaphor, I think, for talking about this sort of ephemeral and strange process of becoming. I do talk about my quote unquote screen trilogy.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Because I'm that kind of bitch.
So the third will also incorporate these ideas, or some of these ideas.
Yeah, but then the next movie, which isn't part of the screen trilogy, is also all about screens. So I'm like, uh-oh. Screen quadrilogy incoming.
Is that a word?
Quadrilogy?
It's not.
What is the word?
I don't know.
Quadrant?
Quadrant? It's funny. They refer to the Alien films as a quadrilogy, don't they?
I think so. I think I did not coin the term quadrilogy.
It's been used before. I don't know that it's proper.
So the screens are a metaphor for transition in the films, but were they? What did encounters with media? What role did that play for your transition in your life? Not as a metaphor.
I think it's like what TV Glow maybe is about. Yeah. And it's complicated, you know, and like I think the word metaphor always starts to feel like a little scary for me, because then you're like boxing yourself into a kind of like logic or like almost like a formula. I think that like the screen in my movies can be a lot of different things depending on the context. And like I think in TV Glow, which is a movie about these kids who are watching television and really like in a way that's almost like literal, seeing themselves in the characters in this TV show in a way that they don't feel at home in their real world or their real bodies. But then by the time they grow up, the screen has sort of become this like trap, this like nostalgia trap of this like dissociative process of like, oh, I saw myself in that, and so now to like get the same high or the same feeling of like being like, you know, there being magic in an experience or in myself, I'm going to like return to the television shows of my childhood over and over again. Yeah. And you know, like this process of like entering passing through the screen. I have this recurring dream, right, of like I'm always like watching something on a screen in my dream, like I'm watching an episode of The Simpsons, and then I'm like inside it, you know. Wow. And it's like that's I think one of the core things I'm trying to capture in the work is this like because obviously like the work is being made for a screen, and so there is also going to be this interaction point between like the people in the audience and the thing on the screen, and like it just feels like a way of talking about something in like the experience of like watching fiction that you know, or like giving yourself over to something in front of you that's glowing. Like it feels like a very to put it into words would be to limit it. It's like a very strange and ephemeral practice. It's like weird that we all go into these rooms and look at that glowing box.
Weird.
Like and I think I'm just fascinated by it and by the ways in which like growing up as like such a child of pop culture, like I have this like new theory, and forgive me for this, but like, you know, like Oedipus, you know, like Freud, all that stuff. It's like you want to kill your father and fuck your mom. Freud was like, that's what everyone is up to, basically. That like explains was like how we like everything about human nature. We didn't have screens when he wrote that. It's like he was like, oh yeah, because like the first people you see when you're an infant are your father and your mother, and it's like no, actually, like the first people I saw were like Ren and Stimpy, which I'm now remembering is my fourth.
Oh.
I should have done that first, but Ren and Stimpy is my fourth pick.
Okay, why?
It's a big one.
Yeah. I think because it's like psychotic.
It is.
Like, and I was like literally 5 or 4 or something, and like there's this one episode where they're selling rubber nipples. You know that one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And there's no explanation for it. They're like door-to-door rubber nipple salesmen. And they're like, do you need rubber nipples? Do you need rubber nipples? And they go to this one house, and it's, remember the horse character?
Yes. No, sir, I do not like it.
Yeah, the horse. And they knock on the door, and the horse picks up, and they're like, answers the door, opens the door, and they're like, do you need any rubber nipples? And then it cuts to like one of those patented Ren and Stimpy shots where it's like the grotesque close-up, and you just see it's like a slow pan up his body, and you see that it's just covered in like rusty old rubber nipples, like hanging from various teats, and it's just like absolutely filthy.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I don't need any rubber nipples, but do you have any rubber walrus protectors? And then he picks up by like the scalp a walrus, and holds the walrus up for Ren and Stimpy, like a full-sized walrus. And then it kind of cuts to a close-up of the walrus, and the walrus just goes, call the police.
This is children's programming.
Yeah.
This was on Nickelodeon. Yeah. It's funny. I have a 4-year-old son, and I had the idea to show him Ren and Stimpy the other day, and I was like, no, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
I started immediately. The intro is great, and I think we watched the beginning of an episode, but I was like, this is so inappropriate.
There's also the one with Space Madness. That was another big one that I watched over and over again.
Where they go crazy?
Where they go crazy,
Oh, fucking,
and
it's
there's
amazing.
a history eraser button.
Yes.
And Ren's like, you better not press the history eraser button.
Dude, it's so transgressive. It's so not for children, and also like it accelerated our growth in so many ways.
Accelerated is maybe an optimistic term to use there.
Well, depends on how you look at it.
No, I mean I do think it.
We're
like,
certainly corrupt.
It like changed us irrevocably.
Yeah.
You know. That should have been the first. That's like from the earliest age, you're just like watching like really crazy stuff that is teaching you what being alive is, and that's a weird one for that.
Did you watch a lot of Nickelodeon?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the documentary The Orange Years?
No, I haven't.
I recommend it. It's pretty amazing.
It sounds like there was maybe some dark stuff going
It just
on behind
tells the story
curtains.
of like these misfits that somehow managed to have the keys to a network and programmed it really consciously
Yeah.
for kids, but with really way out programming that we all were raised on that
Totally.
shit.
It is, you know, it's interesting because, right, it was like alongside this sort of like moment where like the slacker figure or like the, you know, like the Kurt Cobain style, like grunge, anti-sellout mentality, like was actually like this mainstream thing for a second. And like the fact that like I was like 7 when that was all happening, I feel like has reverberated from my youth to now.
I'm sure. Yeah, for sure.
How have the rubber nipples made it into your work? No, I'm just kidding.
Even cheaper than a pineapple.
Well, there is actually sort of a running theme here, which is whether it's pineapple flesh or human, you know, body deconstruction in some way.
Yeah, and like I think like before I started making my own work was like always like chasing like work that felt like mischievous in some way, you know, or work that just felt like how did they get that one like through the system, you know, and like I think there is definitely like a queer application to that, and there's like a sort of like searching for transgression within a space that feels like very policed, or like searching for something that can feel like more honest to like the weirdness of the world around you. But I think there's also just I think it's as much as anything like it just more than queerness is just like a response to like growing up in the suburbs and being kind of like, oh, what? Everything's so bright. Like you want to see somebody like it didn't quite make the list, but I talk about it online all the time. My love for Freddie Got Fingered, the Tom Green movie, and I think it's like the same thing. It's like I'm looking for other people who are like, and I think it's been weaponized, right? This like whole idea of like irony poisoning and like the internet troll and like this sort of view, this apolitical view of like everything is stupid, so like let's destroy it all. I think is in recent years been weaponized like in this very particular way that's really dark and makes perfect sense. But I think as like a child of the suburbs, it was like there was like a desire for an outlet that just could like like class clown everyone else into oblivion.
Okay, 5.
I might need to refer to the list.
Okay.
Let me look on my list on my phone. You told me. Oh yeah, you said something more recent. Which I appreciate. I had 4. They were all like 4 totems of my youth, and I wrote down Twin Peaks: The Return. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. 2017, I was producing a movie in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and desperately like calling and staying at like a Comfort Inn that did not have Showtime and did not have internet really. And I was like trying to find a place for me and the crew to watch Twin Peaks: The Return when it premiered. I was like calling local movie theaters being like, will you show this to us? Oh,
that's amazing.
And there was like an Indian restaurant next to the Comfort Inn, and I was like, we would like do buffets there some nights, you know, like for crew dinner, and they were like, we'll buy Showtime, but then they were like, oh, but it has to start next month, and I was like, no.
The terms of their purchase.
And we ended up watching that first episode in like a hotel room, and we all just like maxed out our data plans for the month, doing like a mobile Wi-Fi network to watch that. And
that sounds like such a memorable experience.
I think it like really was like, it's weird. And I think like, right, like my movie is so engaged with this question of like nostalgia and like the way that like the sort of emblems or properties of our youth like mutate over time. And to me, that was like I had dreamt about that for so many years, you know, like what would that be? And like the way, especially the way that like the original Twin Peaks ended, which is just like completely disturbing. Not to say that the ending of the second one isn't the same thing, but the like unresolved, there's like something unresolved here with like Dale Cooper in the lodge. The fact that like 25 years passed, and then like this piece of art that meant a lot to me was like able to continue, but the way that it continued was like wrong on purpose, and like very conscious of the fact that like that so much of Twin Peaks: The Return to me just feels to be about like the way the actors have aged, or the way that like physical infirmity has like sort of set in. You have like the log lady literally like dying of cancer, filming her scenes, and it feels like as much about that, or more about that, than about like the actual like logic of the narrative that's pushing along. And like this idea of like playing with time, and like ending your show with a character being like, what year is it? And then screaming at the top of their lungs. Like, it felt like such a powerful like work of art foisted into this landscape of like IP and reboot culture, etc. And just like changed my life. I was like, oh, that was like the event of my adulthood.
Wow. Good one. So has anyone found R. Rodrigo?
No. I'm glad that you've said his name incorrectly now. That's all.
I did. I said I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did anyone find G. Gorica, I think it was? Just let the record show that Rob Federico deserves anonymity, like the right to be forgotten. We were young.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your five.
Thank you guys for
influences.
listening. Generous.
Aw, well, thank you. It's been super fun.
Yeah, this was lovely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've also brought an incredible group of friends.
Oh, where's the entourage?
I would really love to have them come up here.
Oh, you want the friends on stage?
This is
Awesome.
This is the best entourage we have ever seen in our life.
Now, Jane has an amazing group of friends that are all here.
My friends from home. This weird thing that like studios do when your movie premieres, they insist on buying you first class plane tickets.
Yes.
It's really hard,
Where did
you
they
guys.
get off?
It's really fucking hard. But I was basically like, can I bring my little gay family? And you just like downgrade us to
Dude, I've
basic
done it.
economy.
It's great. It's the hack. You're like, I take this and I can get this.
We had a 3-hour layover in where were we? Charlotte. Guys, come up.
Charlotte.
If you want. No, they don't want to come up.
Oh, that's
They're shy. Yeah. We had a 3-hour layover in Charlotte. We ate at the Tequileria. The salsa was rancid. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird being trans, in public and on the circuit. And I dedicated the screening last night to them, and it really does just like mean a lot to have like people who are humans with me.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. I think, it's beautiful, and it's also an alien world. These things too, and sense of community is so important, and keeping people close to us that make us feel ourselves. You know?
Yeah. This is
really
quite important.
I love that. That's awesome. And you all live in upstate New York?
We hide upstate, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, there's one big couch.
Come on.
There's one big couch, and we all sit on it and watch movies.
Can we come visit?
Smoke weed. It's not my couch, Angel.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Our producing partner lives in Hudson, and it's really
please
beautiful
come
up there.
over, watch a movie.
Cool.
All
I
right.
would love that.
It's happening.
That would be
We're up to
awesome.
Saw 4? 5. We're up to Saw 5.
5.
No, I think I didn't see 4. We watched 3 in two parts because we got sleepy.
We've never seen the hamster video, so I think that would be
it's true.
the marathon.
Have you guys marathoned the Final Destination movies?
I actually was just thinking that I haven't seen those since I was a kid.
I think it's time.
All right.
And apparently they're about to shoot a new one right
Really?
now. Yeah. I just met the creator the other day.
Of the franchise? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
I would love to rewatch those. I also had
great.
long due for. I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer a couple years ago, which is fantastic, and I watched I'll Never Forget What You Did Last Summer, or what is it called?
Yeah,
I think it's I Still Know.
No. I watched 1 and 3.
The third one was
3
I'll
is
Never
like
Forget?
I'll never forget. Never for. It's like a 9/11 one.
Amazing. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Is it really?
I'll never forget what you did last September.
Wow. That's better than I know what you did last summers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Please don't
the
forget
second
what you
one,
did last
the
summer.
second one, I still know what you did last summer. I've been dying to rewatch. I haven't seen that. But I remember the Brandy tanning bed death scene.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We really did grow up in an amazing era.
Yeah.
Honestly, the 90s
Yeah.
for so many things.
I mean, those French. I mean, I could do another. Our time is ticking down.
This is the
45
longest
seconds.
wrap up.
Hey, listen,
in the
you know
history
what?
of-
I'm going to use all fucking 42
Okay, go.
seconds.
Okay, 40 seconds.
Okay?
Go. Go.
All right.
Go.
The Leprechaun franchise.
The first Leprechaun isn't...
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston's in the first Leprechaun.
But the fourth Leprechaun, which is in space, it's before
That's
he goes
right.
to the hood.
It's before he goes to the...
He
I love when horror films go to space.
It's incredible.
Jason X, anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love
Starring
it so
David
much.
Cronenberg.
It's so, what?
Yeah, David Cronenberg's in that film.
Get the
He's
fuck
in
out of
it.
here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He
Okay,
just
guys,
showed
you
up
have 10
one day.
seconds. One more, quick.
Well, I want to just say that the Leprechaun goes into an enlarger machine on the spaceship and becomes giant.
That is truly incredible.
It's-
I need to see it.
It
And
is
we are out of
incredible.
time, folks.
Jane,
Thank
you so much.
Executive producers of Visitations are Elijah Wood and me, Daniel Noah. Our producers are Stephen Demler, Lawrence Ingley, Nick Parlin, and Mike Risley. It's edited and mixed by Graham Resnick. Our music is by Bad Bad Not Good. Artwork by Jay Shaw and J.J. Harrison. And our network director is Jim Perry. Visitations is a production of Spectre Vision Radio.